With Boeing's 737 MAX being recently recertified by the FAA, how does the smallest MAX variant, the 737-7 MAX, compete with its Airbus's rival, the A319neo? Stay tuned to see the 737 MAX 7 and the A319neo go head to head. Before I dive into this comparison, consider subscribing to my channel. More great aviation content is on the way. Also, I recently released a brand new channel, Avid Flight Simulation, home to flight simulator and airline manager content. Once that channel reaches 100 subscribers, I will release a brand new Airline Manager 4 giveaway. Make sure to go check that channel out. The 737 is Boeing's most popular aircraft, and before the 737's grounding as a result of the crashes, the most popular single-aisle twin jet. But Airbus has capitalized on the 737's grounding. With many airlines canceling orders for the 737 MAX, the 737's popularity has fallen dramatically. But with the 737 MAX now being certified to fly, is it the better aircraft to order? Let's look at the smallest variant of the MAX family, and the smallest variant of the Neo family, the 737 MAX 7 and the A319neo. Let's dive into some categories to help us determine the superior aircraft. The first category we will look at is the aircraft's capacity and range. The 737 MAX 7 can carry 153 passengers in a typical layout for 3,850 nautical miles. In comparison, the A319neo can carry 160 passengers in a typical layout for 3,750 nautical miles. Both are very close in this category, with the A319 having a bit more capacity and the 737 MAX 7 having slightly more range. With capacity and range being so close, efficiency will play a big role in determining the superior aircraft. The 737 MAX 7 will burn about 8.91 pounds of fuel per mile in a typical short-haul flight in the 1,000-mile range. This translates into a fuel efficiency per seat of about 121 miles per gallon if the aircraft was outfitted in a more comfortable 140-seat configuration. The A319 will burn about 8.61 pounds of fuel per mile in the same distance. This leads to a slight advantage in fuel savings for the A319neo. It will burn less fuel at the same distance while typically carrying a couple more passengers. The A319 has a slight advantage so far, but what about their cabins? Which aircraft has a better cabin? Well, both aircraft are regional aircraft and won't have the most luxurious interiors. Both have their manufacturer's newest interiors, however, with the 737 MAX 7 having Boeing's Sky interior and the A319neo having Airbus's Airspace interior. But since we are dealing with small widebodies, I think it is best to look at their standard seat size. The 737 MAX 7 comes standard with just 17 to 17.5 inch wide seats. The A319 comes standard with between 17.5 to 18 inch wide seats in economy. The seat size, however, will depend on the airline. It seems like the seat size is quite similar, but the A319 will typically have a slight edge. Though, since most A319s are employed by low-cost carriers, the A319s might have even a smaller seat size. Since we are talking about small aircraft that airlines might want to order in large numbers, what are their list price? The A319, without discounts, is advertised by Airbus to cost about $101.5 million US. The 737 MAX 7 is advertised to cost, before discounts, $99.7 million. The 737 does seem slightly cheaper, at least before discounts, than the A319neo. If an airline were ordering a large number of 737 MAX 7s, they could see a substantial saving than if they had ordered the A319neo. Well, what do the airlines seem to think? Let's get into both of these aircraft's orders. The A319 has a total of 71 orders, with its biggest customer being the low-cost carrier Spirit Airlines. The A319neo is the least popular A320neo family jet, primarily for the fact that the A320-300 is a much more attractive alternative. the A319neo is still a better jet for airlines that want to ease of fleet commonality and already have A320 family jets in their fleet. The 747 MAX 7 has a total of 52 orders, coming from just 2 customers, Southwest being its greatest customer. Both aircraft seem to be becoming kind of niche aircraft, and both manufacturers have more attractive alternatives. But which aircraft is superior? Well, I think both are relatively similar, but when it comes down to the airline, I think one thing is key. That is fleet commonality. If an airline already has 747s in their fleets, it would make sense to order the 747 MAX 7 over the A319neo, even with the slight advantage of the A319 has in most categories. The same thing applies to the A319neo. So while the A319neo has slight advantages in efficiency, capacity, and in the cabin, it really all comes down to the airline's existing fleet. If an airline doesn't have 747s or A320s in their fleets, they shouldn't really be ordering these planes. A better alternative would be the A220-300. If you enjoyed this comparison, consider subscribing to my channel. Also, make sure to give this video a like. That is it for this video. I'll see you in the next.